Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm just going to go through a few housekeeping before we get started. So we will be taking questions throughout the presentation. So Servia will pause. If you have a question, you can either raise your hand to unmute yourself or just drop it in the chat, which we'll be monitoring. This webinar is recorded, so it will be uploaded to YouTube later on today, so you can rewatch it. Or if you know somebody who wanted to attend but couldn't, they can watch the recording on our YouTube channel as well. And without further ado, I will present your speaker for today. Okay. Servio is a digital marketing and e-commerce specialist with over 10 years of experience. Based in Nova Scotia, he specializes in Shopify 2.0, SEO, content creation, and Google tools, helping businesses enhance their online presence and grow through strategic digital marketing efforts. Servio has worked with many clients from small startups to well-established companies, delivering increased traffic, improved user experience, and higher conversion rates. And also joining us is Annie. Annie is into digital marketing, but into business advice. And they both speak French, which is very fun. So I will pass it over to you, Servio. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Introduction to Shopify to a Small Business. And I'm going to help you today to navigate the e-commerce side. So we're going to start with the point one, is setting up your Shopify store. So if you go into Shopify website, you can open an account, start a free trial. You need to sign for an account. So once you put your address, password, and store name, Shopify is going to ask you a few questions about your business goals, the information about your business. Once this step is done, you are going to be in the admin dashboard. Then is this dashboard you can see here. Just one second. Okay, so from this dashboard, you are going to customize your store name. So if you go into settings, then in general, here you can, just one second, here you can edit your store name and edit your profile. Then you need to add your address and the currency, the unit system you are going to use. This is for shipping proposed. So the time, and then once you get all this information there, you can explore the plans. The plans in Shopify start with a starter plan. It's a $5 per month, but this is not real e-commerce. This is just a buy button you can add to any website. Then the real plans is the basic plan at $39 per month. Then you have the Shopify plan, $105 per month, and then you have the advanced plan for $400 per month. Then it's depending of the size of your business. You can go until Shopify Plus is $2,500 per month. Then you finish to set up all this information. Then you are in the Shopify dashboard, right? So then step two is to choose the theme. This is going to be the importance of your brand, how to set it up your brand in and have transmit what is the brand and the products to your customers. So if you go into online stores, then theme, you are going to be able to choose from the themes, is depending of your business. So for example, if you are in the clothing business, here are the best theme for your business. So you can choose between the free and the pay. So the free themes are developed by Shopify, and they are responsive, they are faster, but in terms of customization, they are pretty limited. The paid themes are more designed to customize, so you can have a better web experience, user experience with a customized theme. You can transmit your values from your brand better than the free plans. The free themes are good for a startup, for business that have a limited budget, but the pay team are more in deep to customize the experience. Then we are going to point 3, customize and design your brand guidelines. So once you choose the theme, I choose a theme called Spotlight to this presentation. Is this theme. So I recreate this theme in the Shopify, in a Shopify dashboard with the same products. So once you are in the admin dashboard, to customize your theme, you go to online, then themes, then customize. Here, you can customize the theme by, in this section, in the theme settings. So you can add your logo. This is the section. Then you can have the favicon. The favicon is the small logo you can have in the windows when you are in the browser. Then you can choose the colors. You are going to use your brand colors. This is important to in a web design. You have to see it, a web page, like in 3 sections, and this is good for all web pages. So you have the header, the body, and the footer. So I recommend you to have different colors to identify what section of the web page your customer are. For example, in the footer, you have more the corporate information, the contact information, the policies. All this information is in the footer. So no matter what page you are in the website, you are going to see this information follow all along. So it's important to have the differentiate, could be by colors, the different section of your website. So what the other aspect of your customization by brand is your typography. So you can select the different typographies, the browser support. This is a pretty important knowledge. Some people want like custom fonts, but the problem with that is you don't have the control what is in the browser. So when the browser try to find your font and cannot find it, it's going to use the first font available. So it's recommended to have fonts that the browser can find easily. So you have all these fonts you can select that is supported by your browser. Your bright guidelines, you need to create a bright guidelines to then transmit all this information to your website, your mission and values, your color palette, your typography, your visual content. So for this presentation, I create this theme. So I add a video just to give an introduction of the imaginary brand we are selling products. So this is a pretty basic homepage just to give a look of the lifestyle, and then you have the products in the homepage. So then you are going to, if you don't have any questions, I don't see, okay, chat here, okay. No, Shopify is not free. They have a plan, it's $5 per month, but it's only a buy button. So you can add it to an existing web page or social media. Yes, you need to choose one of the plan. The basic plan is $39 per month. Okay, so we are jumping to the point 4 is set up your Shopify shipping. So important knowledge in the shipping is first to have a location from where you are going to ship. So the first step is to get a location. So this information is going to give us the starting point for the package. Once you have the location set it up, you can have multiple locations too. You go into shipping and delivery, and then in general, you can set it up by zones. Zone means what countries are you going to ship. So for example, you can ship from Canada to Canada only, or you can ship from Canada to the USA, or from Canada to Europe. So every zone have to be set it up. So in this case, we have two zones. One is domestic to Canada, and the other is to the USA. So you can set it up flat rates. This, for example, this standard is a flat rate. So no matter what is in the order, I offer free shipping to the customer. So to set it up this, you are going to edit rate, you are going to put the price is zero, it's going to be free, and then what is the minimum amount of money the customer need to spend in your shop to offer this. If it's less than $100, then you can show, for example, the options from Canada Post. So if you are edit a rate, this is all the service Canada Post have, and you can choose what option you want to offer in your website. So when people are in the checkout, so for example, they are in the checkout, they can see the options from the shipping. So because this is only $42, I'm not able to have the free shipping. But if I add more products, let me see if I can. If I have this product, for example. So now I have the option for free shipping because my order exceeds the $100. But I still have the option from Canada Post. Let me see if you have any questions. Okay, so no questions on the shipping. So the US is a little more complicated because if you ship into the US, need to pass the customs. So you have the option to pay custom before the customer receive the package, or you have the option customer are responsible to pay custom when they receive the package. So this is some things you need to have in consideration if you're planning to ship to the USA. Okay, then we are going to jump to 2.5, order management and the orders. Because this is just a lab to present. We don't have any orders here, but when you have the orders, they are going to appear here. So from the order, you can choose the order and you can buy the shipping label from Shopify. So if you choose to buy the shipping label from Shopify, then you can set it up an automatic shipping confirmation to the customer. Then when the package is out for delivery, they are going to receive an email. And then when the customer receives the package, they are going to receive an email too. So all this process is automated by Shopify if you buy the shipping label from Shopify. If you choose to buy the shipping label by yourself, then you need to manually add all this information to every order. You can integrate your shipping company with Shopify. So you can have your own rates when you buy the shipping label through Shopify by Canada Post, UPS, FedEx, and so on. Then here, the other things, you can create a draft order. For example, you sell custom products and you want to send the order to the customer. You create an order and then you put it up. Or what products are you looking for to add to the orders, add all this information. Then the payment method, all this information, then you send an email and the customer are going to be redirect to a checkout so they can put the shipping information, credit card information, and all this. So then we are going to jump to 0.6, creating products and collections. So from the Shopify dashboard, we are going to products. And then this is the products I create for this presentation. But if you want to create a new product, you are going to add, click this button, add new products. Once you are in the product page, this is some important notions you need to have. Once is the title. The title, I recommend to describe the product because this is going to help you in the SEO efforts to people can find your products in search engines like Google. So if you start describing your product, then describing your product in the title, then in the product description, this is a pretty important SEO part too. So everything you write here is going to be considered for the Google as information relevant to your product. But for the SEO, this is the point 9, but just to give you a brief introduction, you are going to have this section is special for SEO. So your meta title, your meta description, your URL handle is going to be here. So this is what is going to appear in the Google search when you are looking for a specific product. For example, this information here is this information here. So you have 160 characters, then it's going to appear in this section. So your title is going to appear here. So it's pretty important you describe your product, so then you can guarantee you are competing with the same category of product. The other important section in the product is the category. If you describe your products, then it's going to be easy for Google to put it competing with the similar products in the Google search. Other important part is the variance. For example, for these specific products, the only variant we have is the color. So you can create the variance here. But for example, if you have sizes for this product, you can add it here. In the variant section. So then when you have all this information, if you, for example, sell products from other companies, you are a retailer, you can go to the specific variant and add the SKU information, barcode, where is the product located, then the weight for the shipping. All this information is going to help you to have a seamless system when you are shipping products. So then you can have a more specific information what you sell. So then when you have the analytics and report, you can filter by SKU, you can filter by UPC code, what is your best seller, in what period of time. You can analyze all these reports. Then to create a collection. Once you have your products created, you have different ways to create collections. So, for example, if I want to create a new collection, I have two options. I can do it manually, so I can browse what collection is going to be in this section, what product is going to be in this collection, or you can do it manually. So manually, you have different options you can choose to filter your products. One is the tag, but could be the weight, could be the price, the vendor, the type, the title. So if I use the tag, I have this cap tag, and then I save. All the products with this tag is going to appear in the collection. Let me see if you don't have any questions. No questions. Okay, we can continue. Okay, so now we are going in the section 7, page creation and navigation. So in any Shopify store, you have different sections. You have the home page, then you have the collection, then you have the products, then you have the blog articles, and then you have pages. This is going to have different impact in your indexation on Google. For example, in the Shopify structure, they don't index any policy page. So your policy page is not going to appear in the, it's not going to be indexed. Your checkouts are not going to be indexed. Your cart is not going to be indexed. Why? Because this is pages that keep sensitive information about your product, your customers. So Google, Shopify, try to select what is the pages you can index and what is the page you cannot index. So if you want to create a new page other than products, collection, or homepage, or blog post, for example, the contact page, you are going to the page section. So in the online store page, add new page, and then you have all the information here. You can fill it up. If you want to customize, since Shopify 2.0, you can customize every page in your website. So you can customize the product page, the collection page, the blog, anything. So if you want to customize a page, you are going to customize the theme. And in this section, you can go to a page and you can create a new template. But if, for example, I want to customize the contact page, I can add any section to the custom page. I can add a collection, I can add image, I can add a video. So this is in terms of customization of any page of could be a product page. If you want to add more information to the product page, you can go to this section. Now, navigation. This is a pretty important part in to try to make clear for your customer how find the products and service easy in your website. So here, basically, you have two navigations. One is the footer navigation that have all this information have all this information, refund policy, terms and service, and contact information. So this is in the footer navigation. So if you want to add a section to the footer, you add it here. Or if you want to the main menu, you can add it here in this section. Then in the navigation section 2, if you, for example, you have a 404 pages and you want to redirect here, you can redirect any pages to the home page or wherever you want to redirect. So we are going to the point 8. We're going to see if we don't have any questions. Do you have any questions? Okay. So Shopify app is on third parties integration. Shopify have a section that is developers develop app that help you with the user experience. If your customer, if you are, for example, in the tourism business and you have a guest house and you need a booking system, the best way to do it is with an app. So you are going to, for example, look in the App Store in Shopify, and then you are going to have a section with the booking apps. So you can choose whatever is your need. You are going to download the app and then integrate with Shopify. I integrate one app, is the chat box for Shopify. So it's this. Just you can see when you open an external app in your Shopify store, then you have a full integration. So this app is going to appear in your homepage in this section, chat. Then we are going to jump to the point 9, is a SEO and Meta Tags. So this is an important part on your products. First is going to be here in preference. This is a pretty important information. What is your homepage title and what is the homepage meta description? So when people are looking for your specific company, this information is going to appear in the search here. So for example, if I'm looking for a specific company, for example, this information, the course, if I'm looking for a College Alberta, this information is going to appear here. So you have 320 characters. For realities, you had 160. So this information is going to help people to find your company and products on Google. So this is an important part in the SEO to fill it up. Then if you have logos to want to share in social media, you put it here. Then set it up with Google is no longer here. Google is an app, and the integration with Google is going to be here. So it's going to appear here. So no longer in the preference. So once you have this information about your homepage, then you are going to work on an on-page SEO for your collection and products. Every product, every collection you create and you want to index in Google and rank in a better position, need to have some characteristics. One is have a unique description. For example, if you resell product for another company and you copy and paste the description of this product in your description, you are competing with the company description of products. So Google always is going to consider the other description as the original one. So if you want to change that, you need to change this description here. One of the best ways to do that is to use the magic tool from Shopify. So you, for example, if you want to change this section of the page, you can select this section, then go into rephrase, and the magic tool is going to give you, you can select the tone, you can change, set it up some filters, and then you can change the description to get something more unique to your website. Then once this is done, you need to go to the image section. In the image section, you need to add alt text to your image. This is basically a tool for people with visual impediments. They need to know what is in the image. Many people forget about that, but it's pretty important to get equal opportunities to everybody to know what are your products. And then in the other positive impact you are going to have in your website is you are going to be read because the spiders from Google, when they crawl your website, don't have eyes. So if you add a descriptive information about your page in the alt text, this is going to help you to rank better on Google. Then once you add the alt text and you fill it up the category and all this information, you can add the fabric, you can add the gender, the colors. So you can use the color from Google. So all this information is going to be recollected by Google to classify your product and make it compete with similar products in Google. If you, for example, don't put in your product title what is your product, you only put the name and you get like a custom name, a custom color. So the search engine don't know what is your product. They cannot compare to other products. So this is the number one mistake when people want to rank in Google, they just mistake the name and the description of the product. Then another SEO important part is this part, the title, the meta description. If you are using long tail keywords that describe your product, this is the place to put it. So this description is going to appear in this section of the Google query. So it's pretty important to every of your product have a good description and unique description that make you appear in this section. So no longer than 160 characters, so you don't get cut it off in the like this. This description is longer than 160 characters, so they stop here. So if your long tail keyword that describe your product is not here, you miss the opportunity. So Then is the URL, the handle. I recommend to describe your product in the handle too. This is going to be the same as your title, or you can customize to whatever you think is better for you. Then we're going to jump to social media integration. Social media is considered as a sales channel too. So you need to go to apps, add it. Start. Okay. Then you have the Facebook and Instagram too. So these are considered as a sales channel. So there are no, all the integration, you have to do it by an app. So you are going to fill it up. If you have, for example, a Meta business account, you need to set it up, all this information in the app, so then they can sync the information from your social media to Shopify. Same with Google. If you have a Google Search Console, a Google Analytics, a Google Merchant, all these accounts have to be synced into Shopify, connected to Shopify. I don't understand. So you can have all this information in Shopify. Let me see if you have any questions here. No questions. So we keep going. Social media integrator, Google Index. So in order to be indexing Google, you need to follow the SEO step that we are already talking about. You need to open a Google Search Console and connect your website to this tool. This is a free tool. So Google Search Console. So once you connect your website to Google Search Console, you are going to be in a dashboard like this. So this tool is pretty powerful to know what do you need to change in your website to help you to people can find you easily. So you need to submit a Google map, a sitemap in your on Google. So in order to do that, you need to put your URL, then sitemap.xml. So once you submit your sitemap, then Google is going to scan your website to see the structure. So what is the home page? What is the collection page? What are your products? So all these pages can be indexed in Google. So everything that is not removed by robot in Google is going to be indexed. In order to index the pages, you have like a different options. One is go manually and index. If you create a new page and you want to index it as soon as possible, you can submit an index by Google, or Google is going to scan your sitemap frequently to see if you have any a new page that can be indexed. If your page is no index, is because they have this information canonical page. If they are robots text, this is block Google to index a page on Google. So people cannot find these pages. So basically are all policies, accounts, cards. So all this information need to be blocked from Google's to get indexed. You don't want to have your card indexed in Google and anybody can find these pages on Google for security purposes. Okay, then we are going to jump to point 12, domain store and store settings. So this step for sure have to be first than index in Google, because in order to be indexed in Google, you need to have a domain. So, but we are going to pass through this section. So in order to have a domain and connect the domain to your page, okay, I cannot connect it. You have two options. You can buy the domain from Google. You can from Shopify. You can see if your domain is available in Shopify and you can buy it from them, or you can have a third party domain register. So like GoDaddy, for example, if you go to GoDaddy and then you can look for your domain and see if your domain is available. For example, I want to have a so I can look for any domain and then this is not GoDaddy. This is sorry. You can look for any domain, check if the domain is available. If the domain is available, you buy the domain. Then once you buy the domain, you need to connect the DNS records to Shopify. If you buy it from Shopify, you don't need to worry about connecting the DNS records to Shopify, because this is doing automatically. If you do it with a third party like GoDaddy, you need to go to the DNS records, then point to Shopify. So I don't know if you have any questions. Okay, question. Once you have your website, at which stage do you need to do this sitemap inspection? Once your website is done and you are happy with the results, then you are going to submit the sitemap to Google. This sitemap is going to give the structure for Google to find your information. So you have to be sure you have all the policies in place. You have to be sure you have the contact information. Your product are already done, your collection. So once you have finished all these steps, then you open a Google Search Console account and link the website. So I recommend to do this in the end when you are ready to be found on Google. I don't know if you have any more questions. No problem. Okay, so we are in the point 3, working with the agency. Working with the agency can help you to accelerate the process, because you do what you do best is to create your products, and you let people that know how to do all these settings to do their best. So you are going to have the best result. In order to work with an agency, you need to user and permissions. And then here, you need to, if you want to don't have this section open, you can, only people with a collaborate request code can send you a collaborate request. If not, you can leave it open so anybody with an agency can try to contact you to try to improve some part of your website or all your website. The e-commerce is a pretty complex operation with a lot of moving parts. You have to be conscious of that. So if you create an sectional page, your products are found pretty easy in Google. You make a sale, and then you have to be sure the shipping system is in place, then your taxes, then the customer can contact you pretty easily. So the whole process of the customer journey is smooth. So this can create a good environment to let customer come again and become loyal customers. So everything needs to be in place in order to create this relationship with customers. I don't know if we have 5 more minutes. I don't know if you have any other question. Yeah, no problem. Language is, sorry, yes. Language here. You can set up multiple language too. So, for example, if your main store is in English, but you want to translate the store in French because you sell in Quebec, so you can set up the language here and then use the translate to translate your whole store to another language. So let me close here. You can see how to select your language. So, and then you use this app to translate your website in other language. Let me see if you have. This is a pretty complex question. This is depends. You are not obligated by law to accept return. If it's a defective product, you can pay for shipping to return to you. But if, for example, it's a wrong size or the customer didn't choose the right color, you need to balance between customer responsibility and your responsibility. You cannot assume, for example, if the customer made a mistake when they buy it. So you cannot pay for the return if it's a customer mistake. If it's your mistake, for example, you can pay for the returns. So people who offer free returns are usually big companies that they can pay a flat rate to a cheaper to get the products by, like Amazon. But as for a small business, return can kill you. So I personally don't recommend you to have free returns. Even make the returns a little difficult to people so they think twice. They are going to change their mind. If you do it easily, then you are going to have so many returns that you don't make money at the end of the month. I don't know if this answers your question.
I'm just gonna add, sorry, I would recommend also that you can create shipping and return policy, and that page can be somehow linked into your product page. So whatever, when the person browse in the product, then you have that tab that will explain more about what's your shipping return policy as well, depending of what you are selling. Like some product like swimwear and intimate, they don't return they don't accept return, except like Sergio mentioned, if the product it's defect.
It depends of what you sell. It depends of your product. It depends of the volume. So it's I believe every business is unique. So you need to analyze with a cold head what is your process. I think the most important thing is you know your customer, know your audience, know the problem you are solving with your product, and then you can have the answers to this question. For a small company, selling in Amazon could be pretty overwhelming. So it depends. Yes, if, for example, you sell high quality products and you set it up a policy to return defective products, you can include it in your shipping costs, because this is to give an extra insurance to people to buy your product. But if you are going to do free returns and you add it in your shipping costs, this is, I think, is not a good idea. So it depends of the operation.
Do we have any more questions for Silvio or Annie? Okay, if we don't have any more questions, thank you so much, Servio, for walking us through a step-by-step process of how to set up your Shopify store and giving us great insights and things that we need to focus on. I think everyone has really been able to learn from this. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to host this webinar. And thank you, Annie. And thank you all for coming. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.